I read an interesting article in GQ today. You may have heard of it, where Paul McCartney was interviewed and he revealed that he and John Lennon got real drunk and jerked off in the dark together once. And took a second to sink in. It feels like the first time you realize that your parents had to have sex at least once. My first thought was, has anyone said beat the MEATLES yet? Has that joke been made? Because if it has, I won't make it. So they got whatever, you know? So they got drunk and jerked off next to each other while calling out the names of actresses and pretty girls to keep the sesh going. Who cares? Does it change your opinion of the Beatles at all? Is there anything about those four guys you look at and you say, those guys have never jerked off in front of each other before? Absolutely not. You can't be in a band for that long and not have some kind of interaction like that. I dare you to look at the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts and say, those guys have not jerked off with each other before. I remember freshman year in high school, I slept over at my friend's house and he was like, hey man, you want to watch Cinemax? And I was like, nah man, it's like 11:30. There's nothing on there but Dry Humping in Space, which I think was the name. They had this show about this lady in space. I think her name was Emmanuelle, and she would dry hump in space at all times. And all the high school guys knew about it. And he was like, you want to watch it? And I was like, no, that's okay. He goes, it's okay if we watch it and like jerk off next to each other. That's not weird. And I said, we could just even keep playing video games if you want, because you got Dreamcast and Crazy Taxi that game's hot fire. And he goes, to defend his thesis statement, he goes, in college, you're going to have roommates and there's probably going to come a time where you guys got to jerk off in front of each other. And I was like, where did you apply? I go back and forth a lot as to whether or not I want to have children. And yesterday I was eating at a Baja Fresh because I had just a little bit of time, but I wanted a fiesta in my mouth. And there was a kid who was just old enough to know that he was being annoying. And he was taking a chip and filling it with queso. And ooh, it looked so good glistening in the sunlight because they were sitting right by the window. And he would say, I'm Mr. Chip Man flying in the sky. I'm Mr. Chip Man flying in the sky. Didn't eat the chip, just flew it around. First of all, catchiest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And then the mom was doing that thing where she was like, and that's not how we act at the table, is it, Jonathan? And I think there's going to be consequences for our actions because these are not table manners. And you could just tell the mom was with another one of her friends and her friend's daughter. And you could just tell that that's not how that mom talks to that kid at home. She was just doing it to save face in public, you know? Like if Mr. Chipman came out at the dinner table at home, she'd be like, stop doing dumb shit. And the kid kept doing it because he knew it was getting under his mother's skin. And I saw that and I recognized it for what it was. And I was like, that kid's doing that shit on purpose because he knows he's pissing his mom off. And I called Zoya, no lie, and I was like, I know we go back and forth a lot, but today I'm out. Because if my kid did that to me, guess what? You work here now. I'll come pick you up when I'm not annoyed anymore. But get a visor and get a schmuck. Bubbling queso, baby boy, because you're a Baja Fresh employee, because you're not coming home with me. You think Mr. Chipman's gonna ride shotgun? Should those moms have been gossiping less about their friends' dating life and paying more attention to their kids? I don't know which was the more interesting thing to do. I know kids need a lot of attention, but so do I, so I don't want one right now. Plus, don't waste nachos. Lastly, I'd like to point out that when I see a romantic couple, and both of them are too good looking, I get weirded out. You know, one of them's not just a little bit ugly. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like when you see fast food in a fast food commercial. And you're like, I've been to Burger King. Nothing looks like that. Where did that food come from? Because I've been to Burger King and it's all smooshed. You get it? And everything is smooshed. Every Burger King burger that I've ever gotten looks like the person at the drive-thru window put it in their pocket real quick for a second before they put it in the bag and gave it to you. So why do those burgers look like barbecue, like family barbecue Red Robin double stacked burgers if you know it ain't the case? Be true. Live your own truth. Live your truth. I got off topic. But no, seriously. I see two beautiful people and I'm like, show me your weird toe. Like, what's all fucked up? What's fucked up about you? I need to know that something's fucked up about you and everything's not perfect. That's like the dude. We have this one dude in our I think every high school had this one dude who was like the quarterback of the football team, and he was also on the basketball team, and he also started for the varsity baseball team as like a sophomore. And you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's too many things. Be bad at something. And then you would get to English class and you would be reading like To Kill a Mockingbird or something, and he was dyslexic, and you're like, got him. We're all the same. You know, everyone's a pie. I had this one musician friend, and probably one of the best musicians to this day that I have ever seen in my life. 75% amazing musician. And he smelled like shit at all times because that's the way you work. You got a pie. You know, 75% of that pie is taken up by being a musical virtuoso. Maybe you got 20% trustworthiness, and the rest of the percent, math is tough. The 5%, frugal, right? You got to smell like shit. There's no room for personal hygiene in that particular pie. And then my friend Ryan said that there's a good chance that the good-looking couple might be vampires. And then I'm going to have nightmares about that. We call bad furniture.
Hey Mike, this is Sally coming at you from Melbourne, Australia. I was just walking home today and I've stumbled across these. As you can see, we have not just one, but we have two revolting mattresses. But these mattresses even come with their own Manchester. We got sheets, we got pillows, we've got everything you need really for a really comfy night's rest. But my favorite is probably right down here. See it there? There it is. A cheeky little beer shoved in the side just in case, you're feeling a little parched. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know how we do it down under.
Bad furniture. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for the bad furniture all the way from Australia. Where was that bad furniture located? Australia? I don't know. Right? It's still pretty good. I still get the same amount of kick out of it. Come see me in Canada. I'll be there from the 26th to the 30th at the Corner Comedy Club. 3 of the shows are sold out. Then I'll be there Friday, Saturday, doing club spots. And then on Sunday, I'll be at the Niagara Falls venue, which is like 150-seat theater, plenty of tickets left. Elliot Morgan will also be there. And then on the 15th, which is this Saturday, it's the Friends and Friends crowd work show. Come to that. That'll be a lot of fun. And this Thursday, I have another show that I can't remember the details to, but I'll put them on MikeFalzone.com. If you want these t-shirts, you can get those. Why do I sound like Method Man right now? Method Man had the most spit in his mouth out of all the rappers that there ever were. Cream. I love Method Man. I love me some red meth. All right, man. I'm feeling tired today, so I'm going to go catch up on sleep and eating. And this will be out way later. Great.